Uh, I understand how much I dislike doing this shit. I really do. All day I've been suffering inside. Just wanted to do one TikTok. I have to tell myself, why is it so hard just to say the truth? If you're a crazy son of a bitch, the truth will come out and you can get fixed. But you can't get yourself fixed unless you can talk to somebody, Carl. Like, that's only logical, you know? Like, this, like, tell me. But then again, there's this fear thing where I could have this psychologist right now, but then I got to look at the team of psychologists that I got to look at. They determined that Jordan Peterson's, well, free speech should be taken away from him. Like a psychologist, a team of like this is the thing. And then you gotta watch and you gotta see. I don't know what Jordan Peterson and his daughter had going on. Some censorship's all right now. I think like I need to know. Hey, what's up, Venomous? You know what else I was just watching? Old fucking old Putin there in Russia. He's sounding like he's had enough. You know what I mean? All this weaponry that's, smashing on him right now. Wow. It ain't Ukrainian weaponry. You know what I mean? Only for so long. How are you gonna out like this is the thing. JP is a boss. I like Jordan Peterson. He helped me a lot, but like I gotta call things the way it is. Like he's bought by Israel, I think. Like I think a lot of them are. Like I'm being honest. Like when you tweet, give them hell, Netanyahu, where you want lives to end, where you think a different set of people are worth a different value than another. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I don't know. From what I hear, the people in Palestine aren't treated kind of equal. You know what I mean? Why don't you just say, "Hey, we'll all be treated equal, and we can just stop this buffoonery." You know what I mean? But it's hard for that. Someone has to admit that they're wrong, and well, they want something. You know what I mean? It's just okay. So what really frustrates me, venomous. When Tucker Carlson had his interview with Putin, Putin was telling him about some Nazi stuff and some Yahtzee players. Do you remember that? And Tucker just kind of blew him off. I don't know. But yeah, if you go back a few years ago, like just before the war, they're talking about an Azov battalion in Ukraine, full of Yahtzee players. Like this is on your regular news. You know what I mean? This is before the war. This is when Bill Gates was telling us his words, one of the dirtiest countries in the world. You know what I mean? But I think there's a whole play there in Ukraine on the whole Azov battalion because I watched an interview where Fox News was interviewing Zelensky and they asked him about the Azov battalion. I like Tucker too, but I just pick things up. You know what I mean? I say I think I'm gifted to see shit. It's more like a curse. You know what I mean? I'll tell you about Tucker. Tucker's just like the little family. It's not very smart to be loyal to men. You should always be loyal to the truth. Now, right out of Tucker's mouth, he said, if his brother was in trouble, he would aid and abet him over all else. You know what I mean? So the victims of his brother would remain victims because he would, you know what I mean? That's just not the godly thing to do. That's what I think. But these are the things that I pick up on. Alex Jones, I think he might be a prophet. You know what I mean? I don't think prophets like these people out on the TV or out on the TikTok saying they're prophets and stuff like that. I don't think prophets are like God talks to people and tells them what to say. It's God's prophets know how to read the universe. You know what I mean? And I think Alex Jones reads what's in front of him and he picks up on things. That's just what I think. But who knows? Maybe he's part of the show. I don't know. I I think his when he gets emotional, it's real. You know what I mean? I think he's really tired of this bullshit. I'll tell you who else. Well, I made this mistake before of calling someone chosen because they fucking said they were. But Roseanne Barr has got more balls than any fucking man I know. You know what I mean? We have, like, I listen to her interviews. We've got these things inside of us where we see a problem venomous and we can't fucking stop. We know how to solve it and we've got to fucking solve it. We can't fucking stop until it's solved. Yeah, I think Alex Jones is too, but that's why I came on here and said, like, hey, if Alex Jones is one of God's people and you people are fucking around with him, you're gonna be in trouble. You know what I mean? That's why we're not really scared. Chosen people are not scared. They don't care because we know if people hurt us, it's just like anybody, though. We don't think we're any special. We just know that if you're gonna try and hurt people, you're not gonna do well coming up. You know what I mean? Hey, maybe Cat Williams is a chosen one too. You know what I mean? He did say the year of truth was 2024. You ever watch Jaguar Wright, Venomous? She makes a lot of good points. Why is nobody fucking suing her? Now, she's been telling us about Diddy for a long time. Now, here's the thing. I think, like, I'm gonna go over this with you and let you know. They say I don't have any ideas. I have ideas all the time. They're all fucking recorded. See, this is what I wanted to do, or it's something like it, or anything, because I think the children are the most important thing, right, Venomous? That's just what I think. So I thought finding out who's involved with child trafficking would probably the best thing to do, right? Now, how could we do that and snag the FBI at the same time? Because we should know who was on that flight log list. That's why we go right after Dick Durbin. We get Dick Durbin tweeted more times than any man has ever been tweeted in the world. We ask the whole world to tweet Dick Durbin, make their own little videos to Dick Durbin, have him watch them. Be very nice to Dick Durbin and just say, hey, bud, we believe that some of the richest men in the world were on fucking Epstein's island and they have control of the FBI. So if we can find out who was on that island, then maybe we can find out who owns the FBI. We hate to put you out because the FBI should have already dealt with this dick, but we just want the list. Venomous. I just watched. I kind of like who was it with Donald Trump and somebody. It was a Dan Bongino video, and Trump was interviewing with somebody else, and he mentioned again about the Epstein thing. He clearly said he was not there. You know what I mean? So we could find that out. You know what I mean? He says he has nothing to worry about because he wasn't there. But he did say in another interview with Fox that he does think that there's people on the list that didn't really do anything, they were just there, and I do believe that. I need to go to rehab. Tyler, please let me know what I need to go to rehab for. What is it that I'm doing that displeases you? I do no hard drugs, but I don't drink, nothing like that. I smoke the odd bowl. You know what I mean? Is that what I need rehab for? What is it that you think I lack intelligence on, bud? Do you want to distract me from talking about stopping child trafficking? Is that your intentions, Tyler? You little people, you just don't want to see child trafficking stop, do you? It's kind of a weird thing to me. But please explain. I'm more than willing to find out. Venomous, what happened if you couldn't, like, if you really wanted to be with God and you couldn't lower yourself? You could help people like Tyler, but you can't lower yourself. You know what I mean? Could you do it? Could you let go of your little groups and find a bigger, better group? Ones who wanted better things for your children? You know what I mean? Anyways, let's get back. Tyler's obviously not gonna answer. He doesn't have it's the same old thing, Tyler. You guys shoot your mouths off, and we all judge every day. No, I don't judge. I just clearly state facts, what I believe the facts are, and that's why I say, "Hey, if I ain't got the facts right, let me know." Hey, I don't like being a dick, but I will be a dick to tell the truth. Listen, your guys' boy Wade is one dumb motherfucker. Whoa, right down dumb. When he can go around and lie about the shit he lied about on me and not take admittance on it, he's headed for a bad time. But hey, if I had cancer and I knew I was gonna die and I said I had Jesus, I definitely come out and say, "Hey, I lied upon this fella. I'm sorry, people. I don't like it was just stupid," but you can't do that. No, no. I think every parent should know that protecting their children is what should be important in the world. And I find it quite ignorant and stupid if you don't think that. I can't find a nice way to put that. You're obsessed with Uncle Will, Captain Kurt, Upchurch, especially little me. You need mental help, Carl. Well, Tyler, all these special people came to me, except for Upchurch. I only asked for help. They bashed me, bud. Made lies up about me, Tyler. Am I supposed to back down and be their victim? Or let them take ownership of their bullshit? I'm just showing the world right now how you people act, Tyler. You have no truth, Tyler. You have I was hoping one yes, like one person could come to me and say, "Hey, fuck. Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe the truth is something we should be looking into. Hey, maybe our children are something we should be putting our time in on other than fucking we can make videos about hating each other, like how we're so much better than Square. Congratulations. But you can't do anything to help your children. It's quick, simple, easy. You know what I mean? Then you can go back to your hate, but at least look out for your children. Because if you don't fight for them, they're gonna have to fight for themselves. But somehow I'm crazy to think that way, right? Like, Tyler. Obama was your president. There's no fucking paperwork saying he was an American. Like, this is simple comprehension bullshit. Hey, Tyler, dude, we've talked about this a million times. You know how Biden had paperwork and Trump had paperwork? Biden wasn't responsible for his paperwork because he didn't have it up here, but got to be your president and still is right now. And the people surrounding him know this. Plus, there was Parkinson's doctors coming to the White House. Like, we should be able to figure this out, Tyler. You know what I mean? That means Kamala Harris is a fake. She knows he's not altogether with it because he's not responsible for that paperwork. Do you get what I'm saying? They all know because he's not running the show. Who do you think it is? Do you think it's the guy who said he would run the show if he wasn't the face of the show? But I heard their videos of Joe talking about how he would pretty much do anything for Obama. Clean your own yard, Carl. My yard's clean, bud. I was reborn into the truth, buddy. Hey, you can't fix something that somebody else doesn't want fixed, Tyler. It just causes fights. You are a leader. You use the bank accounts and protesting. Say, clean up your own backyard. Well, that's what I'm trying to do, Tyler. I don't know if you know this or not. We as Canadians could probably do and get Justin, but we would need the Americans' help, seeing that, well, they're working hand in hand with the same organization that has penetrated my country, bud. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna stand up and would you help us, Tyler? Or are we just worthless Canadians and we deserve what we get? Huh? You know that paperwork Trump had? Like, I don't get it. That debate makes no sense to me. Because as soon as Kamala started saying, hey, this person that was in your organization and this person, they don't respect you and they don't want you running the country. And if I was Trump, I would have just told the truth. Hey, maybe they were bought and paid for by the same cocksucker you're working for. Listen, you know the paperwork that I had that Biden was the same kind of thing that Biden had that was deemed that he was mentally incompetent? Well, the stuff I had, do you know why I had it? Because it was implementing me and starting a war in Iran by the people that were supposed to be working for me. Were setting me up to look like I started a war in Iran. That's what I would have done. But know what else I would have done? I would have said, look at the kind of people, too. Bill Barr and his book deal. Hey, let's look into Bill Barr and his dad and his relationship with Epstein. Hey, let's take a look into Bill Barr's relationship with Epstein. Didn't he let Epstein get away with something? I can't remember what it was, but you could go look into it, Tyler. You know what I mean? And then there's Michael Pence who wouldn't say to the election, but he's all gung ho for fucking Ukraine. And when you ask him about the Orthodox Christians that are being fucked with, and the democracy is being fucked with in Ukraine. And Mike Pence is like, no. Zelensky said they're bad people. It's okay. We don't think. We don't we don't listen. We don't know what the FBI and CIA should be doing, Tyler, or the RCMP in our case. Hey, I'll tell you, there's someone I do like, and I haven't been able to figure out where he's kinda dirty. I haven't really paid all that much attention, but it's Vivek. Do you like Vivek? He sat up on stage and he told all of America in a debate that Nikki Haley is dirty and has made money off of her positions. She's not in it for the people. The FBI should have been investigating that. Either slamming Vivek saying those are untrue statements or having an investigation going on with Nikki Haley. But for fuck's sakes, you guys can't figure out that Nancy Pelosi is making a fucking mint off your stupidity. Sex parties galore everywhere. Just bling bling everywhere, right? Does that get you hot, Tyler? Would you like a piece of the fucking Nancy Pelosi sex party? You wanna swing your hammer at Paul? Hey, Tyler, you into that kinky stuff? Huh? You into this? I'm not the one that says this stuff. They do. I get it from them, dude. Tell me something I don't know. Well, if you know this stuff, Tyler, you should be fighting, not against me, against the people who hate you, Tyler. I love you. I want a better life for you, bud. I think, hey, you cannot count on Trump getting rid of the swamp, buddy. You just can't, even if he is a good guy. He had a chance, he did. Maybe he got to know the swamp, but you could help him with the swamp. You know what I mean? You could send a message to Dick Durbin. And at the same time, Christopher Wray should start shitting in his pants because you say, "Hey, Christopher, we're coming for answers from you, and now you're gonna answer our questions. This ain't a Congress meeting. We want to know which team you're fucking playing for, Buck Chow. Hey." Then we can find out why all your fucking tax dollars are going to the Pentagon for them to help out with movies. What is that about? They are brainwashing you from every direction, Tyler. That's why I'm so sympathetic towards you. I try not to be mad at you. I know it's not really your stupidity, it's been programmed into you, but you got to acknowledge it and let it go, dude. Jesus loves you, bud. Find out who Jesus is and find out what his expectations of you is. You know what I mean? Don't go to the feel good people. Don't go to Joel Osteen. He'll just tell you, hey, close your eyes, pray, and everything's going to be okay. You got no work to put in. Fuck, Jesus died for your sins. You know what I mean? Just be nice to the next person no matter what. Hey, Tyler, I don't know if you know this or not, but Jesus said, when I come back, I'm coming for separation, motherfuckers. You're going to be on one team or the other. Don't be on the fence. You better be in the truth, bitches, because it's on you, Tyler. That's the thing. That's the genius thing I think of God when I think of how he tries to rid himself of, well, if there is an end game, you know what I mean? And there is a hell or it's just nothingness for stupidity. I think that's why he gives us free will, you know what I mean? He doesn't he doesn't even have to judge us. When we go up there, we have to go see his son, and he represents the truth and has to be the truth of us. Now, what truth are you taking up to God, bud? I feel pretty good with my truth, even if I am a crazy person, because then God knows I'm crazy and I'm crazy for him. You know what I mean? I only want what's best for everybody, but for some reason that really fucking makes your bellies ache. And I really don't get it. We can all regurgitate what we hear, Carl, but can we dig and find anything further or more evidence to contribute? Always. I'm trying to tell you, Venomous, my whole story is about going through suffering and learning from it the whole time. How can we fix it? How can I get this addressed? Dude, do you know how hard it is for me to this whole time to try and tell the truth? I coulda cleaned everything up and not told the truth. Hey, I was hospitalized 5 times. I can't figure out why. I have a hard time with it. I think they drove me crazy with yin-yanging me out of the hospital. I'm having a really tough time, especially when you look at it, it says violence/suicide. Now, I don't know. Before you put someone in jail for violence, there has to be some sort of evidence, right? But for some reason, when you want to throw someone into the hospital, you don't need evidence. You don't have to tell the person why you're putting them in there. You can just say, "You're crazy. We're gonna check you out for a bit." Meanwhile, you know everything you've done in the day, and you're like, "Hey, I think my workplace, hey doc, the place that you told me was fucking up my brain? Yeah, you just got them to fucking get me thrown in the hospital there, dipshit. Cause everything, this is the thing, when you say you can back your mouth up, everything from that day was nothing was verbal. I didn't talk to anybody. There was no phone calls. It was all via text and, well, on social media. So how do you throw someone in the hospital and not give them evidence and tell them they're mental? It's almost like you're trying to drive them mental, even though that person. Can you imagine that? The people who had you to the brink where you fucking tried to take your life, the mental health industry let them fucking throw you into the hospital because you were asking for an investigation on what happened. That's all I was doing. They were refusing, so I was telling their stories. You know what I mean? I will like, I don't know, because I'm not good with this stuff, Venomous. I don't even know how to get fucking whatchamacallit, 'cause you have to have that other thing, right? To do panels. Also, if God wants us all singing hallelujah, why didn't he make a choir to last in heaven forever? God to me sounds like he just wants his ego stroked, and that's my honest opinion. I don't understand how you think God wants his ego stroked. I think that's the devil, bud. See, the way I look at it is the Father is love, and the way he gets his love is through us. When we can persevere and work through our problems and grab a hold of him, and that's the thing. You can't just grab a hold of him. You gotta go through his son, though. You gotta wanna know the truth, bud. Let me know where I'm wrong. Like, I can't. Hey, Sly, I I I can't come to the like, how there's not a creator. I can't come to terms with that. I can't rationalize it in my head. Like, look at us. Look at But then again, who knows? Is this I don't know. I don't know, Venomous. I don't know. I just think that everybody wants to hate God, and I don't understand. I understand why. I do understand why. Because history tells us that Jesus has caused wars. When the man that I read about and I've become to know and love, he didn't start no wars. He came for a revolution, and he always used this. He never came with this. It was always this. I don't know where everything came from, bud. I'm not trying to trash you, Venomous. I'm here for a conversation, bud. I'm just letting you know my point of view. You let me know yours, and I think we're taught to hate God. It's clearly obvious, actually, bud. If you look, I didn't say you were. I just read your thing, bud. I'm not trying to start a fight. Look at the rainbow. The rainbow's supposed to represent God. What's the rainbows represent right now? And that's good. At least you have questions, right? That's the thing. They always tell you, don't question God. Don't question God. Like these preachers say, don't question. No, you should question God, but you should go to God yourself and question him and see what comes back. You know what I mean? If these preachers don't want to answer your questions about God, then they're not godly men. And if any man's going to tell you that they actually have the answers, Venomous, wouldn't you say they're a liar? Like, I can tell you, based on my own experience, that some of these people in here existed. You know what I mean? Based on the experience that I had. And I believe that there was a Jesus. But this book, you would have to be an idiot not to question it. That's just my opinion. Just based on the fact that they took books out of it. They, you know what I mean? So many different translations, and when you look into King James, you're like, was he like the Pope of our time, of their time? You know what I mean? Doesn't look like a good fella. He looks like kind of like anybody who's doing the Bible and a demon book at the same time. I don't know. And any man, um, they say he was a homosexual. You know what I mean? Why would he have? It's, I don't know. You believe in Jesus? I have my everything. I have everything backed on Jesus. You know what I mean? We all need to live a life of good morals and try to live the best and pure abilities to help one another. That's the thing. I think we just need to be live truthful. I don't think we need to like live in this blissful world where we're just like out there like making sure everybody's good. You know what I mean? Just being truthful to one another and having fun and like I don't know, man. The devil's got this world twisted. That's the thing. I say things like fucking music industry, fucking like how could every Christian not know that Dave Grohl is a fucking devil worshiper? That's something. If that's something Dave Grohl is, he should be proud of it. I'm not making this shit up, Venomous. He has an album with a band called fucking Dream Widow or something like that. She's straight up fucking stupidity in there. Go read some of the lyrics. Dumb as ditch water. What would a grown man be doing like that unless he actually did service Satan? Now, if there's a bunch of fucking rich bitches serving Satan, that would certainly tell us that there's a God. You know what I mean? It's hard, fuck. Venomous, this sucks. Thinking you're fucking chosen and you gotta try and bring everybody together. You love Jesus Christ more than anything, and you're willing to put that to the side and say, hey, all religions, we need to find out what the truth is. And I have to humble myself if Jesus is not the truth. You know what I mean? That's the only way we could do this is putting for all of our children, all the Muslim children, all the Jewish children, all the Christian children, all the Buddhist children, all the children of the world, you know what I mean? Stop the fucking fighting. Like, we just hate just to hate. Like, I don't know how we bite onto their shit so much. I'm not arguing with you on that. Venomous says we are all chosen, Carl. We have to find out what we are chosen for, bro. I've said that right from the get-go, buddy. I think everybody's chosen. You just got to choose it. And my fear is that there's a time's coming where you have to choose one or another, and you can't be a fence sitter. I am seriously scared, Venomous. I don't know if you look at the shit I put on my community tab, but that Mr. MRB 333, some of the shit he has in there should it should make the world wonder, like, what's going on in the skies. That's the thing, we just gotta be able to get over our past, Venomous, right? Being reborn is figuring out our past, figuring out how we don't make those mistakes happen again. I ain't been perfect. No, 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 no. No, there's some people out there that could say some bad things about me. You know what I mean? Happened a long time ago, but here's the deal, I had to live with it. I felt sick to my stomach for a long time, and I had to figure out a way to make sure it never happened again. That's what being reborn is. You know what I mean? You can't just you can't Johnny Dagburn it. I'm a better man now. Then you gotta figure out what you did and the effect that it had on other people and how you can make sure it doesn't happen again, and, you're being you're not getting a lot of arguments from me, Venomous. Venomous says she can't I think let's say you can't succeed without failure. Dude, I've been doing this for over 4 years, looking like a complete failure, knowing that sooner or later I'd be the winner. You can't if you're if you're not willing to fail, you can never win, right? And if you're gonna win that fast, can you imagine how fast the fall would be? Like, when I think about these celebutards who think they're all at deceiving us and being a bunch of idiots like these Sean Penn characters and stuff like that. Who's ever wrapped up in that FBI and CIA Diddy bullshit? They're in for a ring-a-dingy in the head. I think the whole world's in for a ring-a-dingy in the head. When the truth comes knocking, I just hope people accept it. That's all. But and again, maybe nothing's coming. Maybe the truth is I'm a crazy, paranoid, schizophrenic loser. But then again, isn't that the ones the natives used to take, and they were the chosen ones? The shamans and the prophetics and the the leaders, and I used to say it was my, Christian mystic experience. It's more like a I hate the word Christian though, like, do you think Jesus came down and said, "I want some religion named after me, and I want everybody in it to be a big pussy." Uh-huh. That's what makes me so angry. It's not the people's fault. They want Jesus, but that's what makes me angry. Like, who in their right mind thinks that if you send money to Kenneth Copeland and ask him for a prayer, you're gonna good things are coming? I'm sorry. I don't dude, I wanna do this video. I need to learn how to edit, do some shit. I wanna do this video on Henry Hildebrandt because I do understand how people can get trapped by these cult members. It's terrible. But none of it. You can't work things out with your family if you can't talk to them. It's like putting your head against a brick wall. It's like talking to little me. I'll give you some for instances so you just don't think I'm being a jerk. So, I don't even know why I started on this, but Trump. Little me is a cult leader. Red Dog told me Red Dog is ready to go at Little me's commands, whether Red Dog wants to or not. Hey, I didn't make it up. It's it belongs to Red Dog and Little Me. Like the little family is cult members. They're a feel good, let's go after other people so we feel good about ourselves. Yeah, we can have different opinions, but when you state facts like, hey, if he admits that the WEF is real, we go through this shit all the time and he refuses to stand up for his children, that makes him a loser, right? Especially if he wants to come after me for trying to get people together to change it. That really does make him a loser. You can't convince me otherwise because those are facts, right? Like, I'm not doing the wrong thing. I'm trying to be within Christ. I'm just trying to find out the truth. And now when I think I have the truth and little me agrees with that truth, and that truth boils down to him being a big pussy, there it is. Here's the thing. I've talked to him about other shit too. Hey, it's not me making this up. RFK says might have stuff to do with autism and stuff like that, based on the results that he's got. Hey, isn't that something worth fighting for so other families don't have to go through that? Like, what gets little me? Like, isn't that diabolical if that's true? Like, that's someone who's running for president. God is a cult leader, Carl. Well, then that's the only cult I'll be a part of. It's a cult of love. And you gotta have a personality to be a part of it there, little feller mean. You know what I mean? Venomous. I never said that. I've always stuck up for little me. Inside the house, I think he's a good dad. I've never said anything other than that. You know what I mean? I am worried about his narcissism. Maybe, maybe he is a little controlling. He is one of those little nice narcissists too, but then again, you never know. I don't live in little me's head. I can only base things on facts and what I know, you know what I mean? Here's the thing. Let's talk about Uncle Will for a minute. We all talk about how we have skeletons in the closet, right? See, I can listen to you fucking guys, and I pick up on shit that you just don't think I'm listening, but I really am. See, Uncle Will, he has a problem out there. He's done something in the past he's not real fucking proud of. So he came out and said, "Hey, I've got something," because he's worried someone's gonna get a hold of his record because the records are going around, right? I ain't ever going to look for his record, but maybe someone is. But there's something out there he sure well damn ain't proud of. And once somebody finds that little thing out, he can say, "Hey, I told you guys I didn't do that. I took the charges because I did other stuff." I don't know if you guys are smart enough to figure this out. No man ever takes an up charge. You know what I mean? If a man didn't do something, and he's caught in someone else's lie and he's gonna get charged with something bigger or he takes something smaller. He'll take something smaller, but he's never gonna you know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense. So he was trying to cover his tracks, but he didn't really do a good job. There's something on that old record he ain't proud of, and well, by golly, there'd be witnesses to a crime, right? I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I never would have known unless Uncle Will said something. But then again, I listen, don't I, little feller? Hey, could you imagine if you could get the truth, bud? I know your feelings are hurt about your dad and stuff. I fucking know they are. I listen to you. Listen to the tone of your voice, pick up on things. Wouldn't that be nice to know the truth? You know what I mean? Hey, is that bitch lying or is your dad lying? Could you handle it either way? Wouldn't it be nice to live in a world of truth, feller? Or if we knew that there was a God and, well, if we were a big buffoon and lied about shit, we had to pay for it. Do you think that would put the world back in ship shop shape? Huh? I don't know if it would because it's pretty fucking dumb. I don't know. I'm always, you know, an optimist, but also a realist. You know what I mean? You can want shit all you want, but I know, little feller. I know. I know, man. It is hard, isn't it? Kids you know the start. Yeah. Yeah, alcohol is a motherfucker, ain't it? It is a motherfucker. It is. Spirits, eh? Spirits. Tell you, I can let some bad ones in when I get into the alcohol. I could get right down. Anyways, me and alcohol are not friends, and we do not communicate with one another anymore. Because if I was being honest, Venomous, if I could take like, I'm not trying to use it as an excuse, but everything you can't really regret anything because it gets you to where you are. But anytime I really fucked up huge in life, usually alcohol. Every fucking time, to be honest. Every fucking time. So that's why I don't touch it anymore. And I can solve my problems. You know what I mean? But then again, hey, loyal pitbull. Yeah, I'm not into the alcohol. Yeah, venomous. It is. It can turn you into a whole different person, and I think that's why it gets addicting. You know what I mean? I don't think I was ever addicted to it. I think when I did it, I just did stupid shit. I was never, like, drinking every day and shit like that, but when I did, I like to drink a lot of it, and you know what happens then. Healthy, natural remedy, help like mushrooms. Yeah, I think the mushrooms had something to do with my journey, buddy, I'm telling you. Here's the deal. Can you imagine being a man, saying you're a man of Christ, you're an end time warrior, and all the Christians who are gonna hate you because you smoke weed? See, I think it doesn't hinder me, it doesn't I'm sober-minded when I'm high, I think I communicate better with God. But here's the thing, I think the bad guys use it too, you know what I mean? Through their music and shit. That's why, Dre's always like, "Smoke weed every day." Snoop, and you're at your most creative, right? So whatever you're into, it's gonna go into your brain, right? So if you're smoking weed and you're listening to this fucking chain gang of fucking stupidity bang bang, fucking ride that bitch, spit on that whore, pop that coochie pussy, you're at your most creative and it's going in your brain and you know what I mean? That's what I think anyways. Kinda sucks, you know what I mean? A lot of the people that I thought were good, like, I really like Dr. Dre. He was part of my movie, Dr. Dre, and, you know he has a sex tape with Snoop Dogg? I can find that video and show it to you. Now, it was so bad that they had to go on television to ask to find this sex tape, and they wouldn't mention what was on it. But, hey, can you imagine? Just like the Diddy shit, you know what I mean? Get shit on people like that, you can control them and run their lives and make them do whatever you want, eh? Imagine that. Can you imagine Snoop Dogg turning out to be not a good guy, really against the people? Could you imagine that? Wow. No, Venomous, I don't believe in religion either. I think your own journey is with God. You gotta find your own personal connection with God. And when you get that connection with God, that's when you'll connect with everybody else too, and you'll want what's best for everybody. And you'll treat each other as you wanted to be treated yourselves. That doesn't mean fucking doing layups for fucking idiots. You know what I mean? You gotta live in fucking reality. You know what I mean? Like, I don't honestly, it stirs in my head that I have to come out here and say I'm chosen or a prophet. I don't want anything from anybody. I'm never gonna charge for my channel. I'm not looking for a program. In fact, I don't like attention. But unfortunately, if you're gonna say you're of God and you want to try and bring people to God, you have to try and bring attention to yourself, and that you're trying to get attention so that child trafficking can stop. You got to get attention to yourself. You gotta fuck. You know what I mean? It's Yeah, we can get them here too, Venomous. I'm scared to take them again. Um, I should tell you about the few like, I've only tripped on them a couple times, to be honest with you. Most of the time was, like, taking a gram and just microdosing and but, I had some weird stuff, like, not Everybody says they see, like, stuff, and, it wasn't me, it was more different. I did see stuff, but yeah, I know, there's tons of different ones. Penis envy was one of the ones that I had, I think it was called. I can't remember, there's a couple weird ones I got, but anyways, I think I'm gonna go to bed, even though we are having a good conversation. Yeah, that's one of the ones I had an experience on. The way she's at, no, I was gonna tell you, I forgot. Like, I can't you can't talk, you can't try and figure out your problems here. But I try and tell you, my one son, he steals everything I got. There's nothing I'm allowed to do about it. It's I can't ask him to clean up after himself. My wife has got my kids so dependent on her. You know what I mean? It's kinda narcissistic, and that's the thing, I say narcissistic and you guys think mean, evil, just all the time sorta thing, right? That's not the case. She's a good mom, she just wants when I say kids, Animus, I have 3 grown adults. If I showed you my yard, it'd make you vomit. But I'm so past the point of I used to work 80 hours a week. I'd come home, fucking cut the grass, make sure I didn't fucking be humiliated around my fucking neighbors, you know what I mean? But then it just got to the point where I'm just like, I'm not gonna keep doing this. They don't fucking pay anything to live here. They don't go to school. They don't fucking do anything. And I'm supposed to be a bad guy for saying shit like that. Bullshit, eh, Captain Midnight? Well, Venomous, that's what I try and do. I try and kick ass on the internet, you know what I mean? 80 hours a week, bah. What, do you think I'm lying, Captain Midnight? Hey, Captain Midnight, I had no problems for it. Anyways, I gotta go. The wife's home from her date with her boyfriend. I'm thinking she was out with Little Leg Day. They went and seen Chris D'Elia together, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna go see how my wife's date went, and, you guys all have a good day. Oh, alright, see you guys later.